The holographic transmission flickered to life in the United Nations Assembly Hall, casting an eerie blue glow across the faces of Earth's representatives. Kendall Martinez, humanity's youngest ambassador at 28, sat perfectly still as the three-headed Zorvathian counselor materialized before them. Its middle head spoke with the authority of 1,000 conquered worlds. Humans of Earth. The alien's voice reverberated through the chamber. The Galactic Council has reviewed your species file. Your planet possesses resources we require. You have 72 hours to surrender your sovereignty or face immediate military occupation. Kendall glanced sideways at Roman Castellanos, Earth's chief military strategist. The 42-year-old veteran was leaning back in his chair, arms crossed, a slight smirk playing at the corner of his mouth. She recognized that expression. It was the same one he'd worn when the Andromedans had threatened Earth with their unstoppable fleet 3 years ago, right before humanity had sent them limping back through their wormhole. Did they seriously just give us an ultimatum? Roman whispered, loud enough for the translator to pick up. The Zorvathian's lateral head swiveled in his direction. This is not a negotiation. Human, we have conquered 47 systems in the past century alone. Your primitive species cannot possibly comprehend the power we wield. Kendall cleared her throat professionally. Counselor, with all due respect, we've reviewed your military records as well. 47 systems in 100 years is, well, let's just say we're not impressed. The alien's scales rippled with indignation. You dare mock the Galactic Council? Roman stood up, buttoning his jacket casually. Mock? No. We're genuinely trying to understand your strategy here. See, Kendall and I, we've been doing the math. He pulled up a holographic display with Earth's own data. In the last century alone, humanity has fought 2 world wars, countless regional conflicts, survived 3 attempted AI takeovers, 2 asteroid impacts, and a global pandemic that we created a vaccine for in under a year. And that was just Tuesday for us. Kendall pulled up another screen. Your conquests. Let me see. The Planarians, peaceful agrarian society with no standing military. The crystalline collective silicon-based lifeforms who literally couldn't move fast enough to retreat. The methane breathers of Titan 7 who didn't even realize they were at war until you'd already won. She looked up at the alien with her practiced, diplomatic smile. Counselor, you've been bullying the galactic equivalent of kindergartners. The Zorvathians' 3 heads conferred among themselves in rapid, angry clicks. Finally, the center head spoke again. Your arrogance will be your undoing. We command a fleet of 5,000 warships. 5,000? Roman laughed. Actually laughed. Kendall, didn't the Chinese Space Navy just commission their 10,000th destroyer last month? 12,000, actually, Kendall corrected, pulling up the specs. And that's just China. Want to see the combined human fleet numbers? She didn't wait for an answer. 47,000 warships, 17,000 support vessels, and approximately 800 million drones. Oh, and that's not counting our civilian vessels that we can weaponize in about 6 hours if we're feeling creative. The Zorvathian's color shifted from confident purple to uncertain gray. Impossible. No species militarizes to such a degree without destroying themselves. Oh, we almost did, Roman admitted cheerfully. Several times, actually. But here's the thing about humanity, we're really good at learning from our mistakes. And we're even better at holding grudges. You know what else we're excellent at? Making weapons. Kendall pulled up another display. This is Project Sundial. We developed it in the 1950s, over 300 years ago by your calendar. It was a theoretical doomsday device capable of igniting the atmosphere and destroying all life on Earth. We decided not to build it because we figured out we valued survival more than victory. But here's the fun part, that was with primitive nuclear fission. Want to guess what we can do now? You're bluffing, the Zorvathian stated, but its heads were trembling slightly. Roman's smile widened. Tell me, Counselor, how many wars has your species fought amongst itself? Whereas, amongst ourselves, the Zorvathians achieved unity 3,000 years ago. Internal conflict is barbaric. Yeah, that's what we thought, Kendall said, standing up beside Roman. You've had 3,000 years of peace. Wonderful for your society. Really, we're actually jealous. But here's what you don't understand. Humanity achieved global unity exactly 47 years ago. Before that, we spent roughly 10,000 years perfecting the art of killing each other in increasingly creative ways. Roman walked toward the hologram. Do you know what the Geneva Conventions are, Counselor? They're a list of things we agreed were too horrible to do even to our enemies. And we needed multiple conventions because we kept inventing new nightmares that weren't covered by the old rules. We have entire categories of weapons we've banned ourselves from using, not because we can't make them, but because we know exactly how effective they are. We've weaponized diseases, orbital mechanics, weather patterns, and quantum entanglement. Kendall added, we've created artificial intelligence sophisticated enough to wage war across dimensions. We've built von Neumann machines that can convert entire asteroid fields into autonomous weapons platforms in weeks. We invented all of this while fighting each other, and then we had to ban it all because we realized we might actually win ourselves into extinction. The Zorvathian counselor's hologram flickered. This This cannot be accurate. The Galactic Council's intelligence suggested Earth was a primitive world, barely spacefaring. Oh, we let you think that, Roman said with a grin. Classic misdirection. See, we've been watching the Council for decades. We knew eventually someone would come knocking, probably with an ultimatum just like yours. So we figured, why advertise our full capabilities? Let the galaxy think we're harmless little Terrans puttering around our solar system, while we build up defenses that would make a Dyson sphere jealous. Kendall returned to her seat, crossing her legs professionally. Here's what's going to happen. Counselor, you're going to return to your council and tell them that Earth respectfully declines their generous offer of subjugation. You're going to update your intelligence files with accurate information about human military capabilities. And then you're going to put a nice little warning beacon in your databanks. Do not engage humanity. And if we refuse, the Zorvathian asked weakly. Roman's smile vanished, replaced by something cold and ancient, the expression of a species that had clawed its way up from savagery, not through strength alone, but through sheer bloody-minded determination to survive. Then you'll learn why every species that evolved on Earth's ecosystem had to be absolutely ferocious just to make it through breakfast. You'll discover why humanity's favorite stories are about the underdog winning against impossible odds. You'll understand why we have over 700 words for war in our various languages. Kendall leaned forward. The Galactic Council has conquered 47 peaceful species in a century. Congratulations, humanity. Conquered itself 7 billion individuals across hundreds of nations, cultures, and competing ideologies, and we did it without anyone being destroyed. We achieved unity while maintaining diversity. We learned cooperation while retaining our competitive edge. And now we're unified, advanced, and frankly, a little bit bored. So please, Roman added, please give us a reason to show you what humanity does when someone threatens our home. We've been holding back for decades, being good galactic citizens, playing nice. But if you insist on this course of action, he pulled up one final display showing weapons systems the Zorvathian had no frame of reference for. Well, the Galactic Council will learn a very important lesson about the difference between conquering the peaceful and challenging the paranoid. The hologram flickered more intensely now. I will relay your message to the Council. You do that, Kendall said pleasantly. And Counselor, tell them humanity says hello. We'll be keeping an eye on things. We've been looking for a reason to engage more actively in galactic affairs. A nice, cooperative relationship would be ideal. The alternative. She let the sentence hang. The transmission ended abruptly. Roman turned to Kendall, his grin returning. Think they bought it? Oh, they bought it. She laughed. Did you see the color change? That's Zorvathian for existential terror. Good, Roman said, sitting back down. Maybe now we can finally get some respect around this galaxy. As they prepared to brief Earth's leadership, Kendall pulled up the actual human fleet numbers. Roman glanced at the screen and whistled. You underestimated, I know, she said with a wink. Seemed polite to leave them with some hope. In the vast darkness of space, humanity's watch continued, patient and ready. The Galactic Council would learn, as all threats to Earth eventually did, that humans didn't just survive, they thrived on adversity, and they protected their own with a ferocity, born from millions of years of evolution on a planet that had tried everything to kill them. Humanity hadn't just chuckled at the Council's ultimatum, they'd been waiting for it.